Big news day, guys. I just woke up and read the headlines. Microsoft has acquired Activision, Blizzard, and King. Let's get into it. I'm still waking up, guys. I don't know how to feel about this news. We're going to head on over to the Xbox news site and read Phil Spencer's blog. I'm still processing what this means, and I have mixed feelings. We're going to get into it, but let's actually read the news. Phil says, welcoming the incredible teams and legendary franchises of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft Gaming. Creators of Call of Duty, Warcraft, Candy Crush, Tony Hawk, Diablo, Overwatch, Spyro, Hearthstone, Guitar Hero, Crash Bandicoot, StarCraft, and more join Team Xbox. It is nuts to think that Microsoft owns those franchises now. He says, I'm going to skip over some bits. It's incredibly exciting that we announced Microsoft has agreed to acquire Activision Blizzard. Over many decades, the studios and teams that make up Blizzard have earned vast wellsprings of joy and respect from billions of people all over the world. We are incredibly excited to have the chance to work with the amazing, talented, dedicated people across Acti Publishing, Blizzard, Beanox, Demonware, Digital Legends, High Moon Studios, Infinity Ward King, Major League Gaming, Radical Entertainment, Raven, Sledgehammer, Toys for Bob, Treyarch, and every team across Acti Blizzard. Until this transaction closes, Acti Blizzard and Microsoft Gaming will continue to operate independently. Once the deal is complete, the Acti Blizzard business will report to me as CEO of Microsoft Gaming. New title for Phil, no longer head of Xbox, CEO of Microsoft Gaming. I think that makes sense. Xbox, really, I mean, at least on the game studios side of things, has been known as those 15 studios, and you have the 8 under Bethesda, which operate separately from Xbox Game Studios, and now Acti with I haven't even counted how many studios they have at this point, but they're going to operate separately as well. So you'll have XGS, Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda, Acti Blizzard still operating independently. I believe here Phil noted that Acti Blizzard will report to him as CEO. So Bobby Kotick reporting to Phil. Let's see how long that lasts. Upon close, we will offer as many Acti Blizzard games as we can within Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. I think everyone would expect that. Both new titles and games from Acti Blizzard's incredible catalogue. We also announced today that Game Pass now has more than 25 million subscribers. Awesome stuff. As always, we look forward to continuing to add more value and more great games to Game Pass. Just quickly on Game Pass, this is like, at least in my mind, the smallest bit of the least important bit of news. Like, great, we get more games in Game Pass. That was always going to happen no matter which way you slice it, no matter what Microsoft did. One way or another, they're going to get more games into Game Pass from big publishers, whether it be Acti, whether it be Ubisoft, EA, 2K, anyone else. So they've just gone about it very aggressively in this case. I'll get to the games industry report in a moment, which gives us the figures. But anyway, let's move down the article. The fantastic franchises across Acti Blizzard will also accelerate our plans for cloud gaming, allowing more people in more places around the world to participate in the Xbox community using phones, tablets, and laptops, and other devices you already own. Acti Blizzard games are enjoyed on a variety of platforms, and we plan to continue to support those communities moving forward. That was the bit I was going to get to. I don't think you see the major titles become exclusive. Things like Call of Duty Warzone will continue to remain massive. The game has more than 100 million monthly active users, and just like Minecraft, it is a platform unto its own, and Microsoft would be stupid, I think, to take it away from PlayStation. Call of Duty is a bit different to Minecraft in that you still get the annual releases, so what does that mean? For the moment, I don't think they're going to want to rock the boat too much. I think you'll probably just see them drop into Game Pass and PC Game Pass day one for now. Long term, we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft, over the many years, tries to do its best job to reposition Xbox as the best place to play Call of Duty, and they might go even further than just making it available in Game Pass to do that. Oh my god, that's just another point. Like, don't expect to see any PlayStation Acti deals anymore, like Call of Duty timed exclusive maps, or don't expect to see like Crash Bandicoot on Sony stage anymore. Spyro for that matter. Incredible. Just thinking about this stuff now. Here's an important part. As a company, Microsoft is committed to our journey for inclusion in every aspect of gaming among both employees and players. We deeply value individual studio cultures. We also believe that creative success and autonomy go hand in hand with treating every person with dignity and respect. We hold all teams and all leaders to this commitment. We're looking forward to extending our culture of proactive inclusion to the great teams across Acti Blizzard. Around the world, there is no more exciting venue for fun and connection than video games, and there has never been a better time to play them right now. We extend the joy and community of gaming to everyone. We look forward to welcoming all of our friends at Activision Blizzard to Microsoft Gaming. Moving on now to the gamesindustry.biz report, who Brendan Sinclair writes this one. Microsoft has reached a deal to acquire Activision Blizzard, the company confirmed today. Microsoft soon confirmed the deal had been reached and put a price point of $68.7 billion on the deal, with a $95 per share agreement representing a 69% premium over Activision Blizzard's Monday closing price of $65.39. Microsoft added the addition of Activision Blizzard would make it the world's third largest game company by revenue, behind only Tencent and Sony. Quote, this is from Satya Nadella. Gaming is the most dynamic and exciting category in entertainment across all platforms today and will play a key role in development of metaverse platforms. We're investing deeply in world-class content, community, and the cloud to usher in a new era of gaming that puts players and creators first and makes gaming safe, inclusive, and accessible to all. Another quote, with Activision Blizzard's nearly 400 million monthly active players in 190 countries and $3 billion franchises, this acquisition will make Game Pass one of the most compelling and diverse lineups of gaming content in the industry, Microsoft said in announcing the deal. Okay, let's see if we can break this down point by point as I've currently got them slotted in my mind. $70 billion is a ridiculous amount of money. Their market cap, yes, was $51 billion. So you're always going to pay a premium on that. Up to 70, that's pretty crazy. But look, Microsoft's financial people made the decision that this is going to be a great move for the company, which is pretty crazy. I think that is more than half of Microsoft's current cash on hand, which is crazy. Like, they are obviously super confident in their own business models right now. Why wouldn't they be? But from memory, when they made the Bethesda deal, they were floating around $130 billion cash on hand. And they've since made larger acquisitions between then and now. So I do wonder what Microsoft's piggy bank is looking at at the moment. Clearly, this isn't going to faze them, really. Secondly, this is the type of deal that only Microsoft can make. I made this prediction just a week ago or a bit. I said that Microsoft was going to make acquisitions, and they're going to make acquisitions, or they're going to try to make acquisitions that their competitors cannot. Sony couldn't make this level of deal happen. There's no way I don't think they have $70 billion cash on hand. Actually, I think it's less than that. I think it's about 50 or 30. Nintendo sure wasn't going to. You could argue that Apple, Amazon, Facebook could have, but they're not in the console and PC space like Microsoft or Sony is. Okay, let's talk about the easy stuff. The games, they all belong to Microsoft now. They're going to be in Xbox Game Pass. I think over the next 1-2 years, expect back catalogs of Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Tony Hawk, all of Call of Duty games to make their way into Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. That's fantastic, right? Like, we speak about Microsoft's and Xbox's need for family-friendly titles. Spyro, Crash fit that mold perfectly. So I think that's a good thing, at least for the Game Pass catalog. Now let's talk about Microsoft's management of studios. They notoriously have been hands-off with all of their studios since they've been acquired. You speak to any of the heads of studios, whether it's Fergus Urquhart over at Obsidian, you talk to Nina and Tamine over at Ninja Theory, Brian Fargo over at In Exile as well. They talk about, or even Tim Schafer at Double Fine, they talk about the independence they still have to create the games that they want to, with the backing of Microsoft. So it's going to be interesting. Bethesda seem to be, left on their own as well, just been given the funding and the support they need by Microsoft to do their best work. He's hoping that Activision Blizzard is given the same type of creative freedom to do what they want, and really, stretch themselves. Obviously, they're going to operate as their own entity still, and for the moment, I think that will mean a big focus on Call of Duty. But I will say that Microsoft isn't buying Activision Blizzard just for Call of Duty, right? I would expect some of these studios, once they're done on their current projects, to pivot to diversify and actually work on games that are going to provide greater value than just having the Call of Duty name under Microsoft. So I don't expect it to happen anytime soon, but in the future, we may see new titles from those franchises that we want Activision to be making actively right now. Like, you know, we lament the fact that every single Acti studio is taken off other projects and just funneled into the Call of Duty machine. Raven can work on something that they want to right now. You know, High Moon Studios, who have made great games in the past, like the Transformers War for Cybertron games back in the 360 era. They might be able to get to work on something that they want to now. Maybe it's something new, maybe it's something currently under Activision Blizzard's ownership IP-wise. So the fact that we might see some of these legendary franchises like Tony Hawk come back in a meaningful way, done right by the studios who have worked on these games in the past and want to do a great job now with the backing of Microsoft, I think that's really positive. And it bodes well for both Xbox and Game Pass as well. So again, diversifying the library, making sure that they've got so many of their bases covered, and doing a great job of leveraging the IP that they own. This is another video that I want to make in the near future, and that is Microsoft really not leveraging the IP that they own. They've done a better job recently making announcements with things like Fable and Perfect Dark. We've had games shipped like Microsoft, Flight Simulator, Battletoads as well, but there's a whole treasure trove of IP that they're not tapping at the moment, and I think Activision Blizzard now under Microsoft would do well to, down the line, start to diversify and make themselves more valuable to Microsoft than just Call of Duty. Now, elephant in the room, the whole management side of things, the toxic work culture that it has embedded itself all through Activision Blizzard. Something needs to change here, which is why I don't expect Kotick to last under Phil Spencer. I think that just given the evidence against him, that things need to change. And I think if Phil Spencer wants to be seen as a positive role model and a respectable operator within the games industry, that he is going to make significant changes to Activision Blizzard's corporate structure. I dare say we might even see Mike Ibarra step up, from all we've seen, that he did a great job while he was at Xbox, and he probably could be trusted as a leader. Again, I don't know him from a bar of soap. I'm just making these assumptions just based on the fact that he was successful at Microsoft. So maybe that's something that happens, but I dare say that we see huge changes to the management side of Activision Blizzard in the near future once the deal closes. Okay, now let's talk about consolidation of the games industry. Obviously, we've seen this in other entertainment mediums, specifically in Hollywood with, big companies like Disney making moves to acquire all these different studios, 20th Century Fox being the most recent one. Consolidation like this can lead to creative stiflement, if you will, where all of the different operating entities under the one ownership sort of structure or corporate entity, if you will, they can find themselves marching to the beat of the same drum, and not in a good way, in a way that results in the output from all these individual studios feeling the same. We have seen this before with Ubisoft, for example, where all of those games feel the same because all of the different teams are guided by the one creative editorial direction set at the high level. Now, I think the one thing that Xbox has going for it is that these different parts of Xbox are still operating by themselves. Bethesda and their studios, the guys at Tango Gameworks, aren't necessarily being guided by the same creative management team as the guys at In Exile, who are operating under Xbox Game Studios, right? Like we've noted with, the guys at Bethesda before, Todd Howard gave an interview with Ryan McCaffrey where he spoke about the fact that, they can, call up Obsidian or anyone else at Microsoft or Playground for assistance on anything, but the day-to-day running, there is no cross-pollination, which is where Activision, I think for the most part, sorely found itself in, right? Where all these teams are brought so closely together, working on the same projects, that you start to see that creative stiflement, where Call of Duty, outside of a lot of the Blizzard properties, is the only thing you see coming from Activision. It happened with Ubisoft as well. You see there are 20 studios listed in the credits of some of their games. All of them are working on the same projects, and they move on to a different title that has a lot of the same mechanics, right? So Ubisoft is doing a good job leveraging the talent working on similar types of projects for maximum gain, right? That's why you see, elements of Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Ghost Recon, all Division, all feel the same because those teams are working so cross-pollinated in what they do and guided by the same editorial direction that it's resulting in the same type of experience from all of their studios. And God knows how many studios Ubisoft has. It'd be in the dozens by this point. So it's certainly a risk that this type of consolidation can result in that creative stiflement. I think the way that Xbox has structured their three different entities in XGS, Bethesda, and now Activision Blizzard will hopefully protect that. That's the one thing I think they have going for them. I think it's going to be up to the individual upper management of each of those teams. Matt Booty, Pete Hines, and the management team at Bethesda, and now Kotick and his editorial team to manage what that looks like under each of those different entities. It's going to play out in real time. We'll see how it goes. I think for the moment, you can expect the same thing from Activision Blizzard. I think for the moment, it's going to be business as usual for Activision Blizzard. This doesn't affect the day-to-day of all the thousands of employees under Activision Blizzard until the deal is closed. They're going to continue working on the projects. I think they go away and they be very, very quiet. I think if there is an existing deal for this year's Call of Duty, which might be the next Modern Warfare, then that deal will probably play out just in the same way that Microsoft allowed the deal with Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop to play out with Sony as well. If PlayStation has marketing rights to the next Call of Duty, then that deal will play out until the deal is closed. And obviously from 2023 onwards, things will be different. So I think these teams go away, they continue working on their projects. Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, I think those teams are, heads down, bums up on those projects. We probably won't see any public showing from them in a while. It'll be interesting to see what happens with BlizzCon this year. And just in the same way that we saw Xbox and Bethesda get together for that roundtable shortly after the deal was closed, we may see the same thing here. Now, given that there aren't many public-facing figures on Acti's side, maybe we don't see that. Maybe it's Mike Ibarra to step up to the plate from the Blizzard side of things. Do we get the heads of studios like Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Sledgehammer, Toys for Bob, High Moon out talking the same way that they talk to Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg and Sarah Bond and whatnot? I don't think that's going to happen just because they're not public facing, and Xbox, let's be honest, doesn't have that same close relationship with Acti like they did with Bethesda going all the way back. Yes, they've had deals with Call of Duty in the past, but outside of that, there hasn't been a lot. So I wouldn't expect that sort of thing to happen. Again, it's a maybe at this point. Things might change in their leadership before the deal closes as well, which could change those circumstances. We're just going to have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, long video, huge topic. I can't wait to see what the rest of the industry and how they react to this one. It is certainly the biggest news, and I think we'll probably, fingers crossed, it remains the biggest news of the year. I can't imagine anything bigger than this. And we're in January. This is crazy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This will be an ongoing discussion, I'm sure. There'll be certain details that come to light over the many, many months that this will continue to evolve and come to fruition. So you can bet your ass we'll be covering it here. I got up this morning to talk about Project Spartacus because I don't have time during my day or evening to create videos. So I got up early to make that video. So that's probably going to wait till next week. I just can't process anything else other than this right now. I'm still absolutely blown away. Anyway, thank you again for tuning in. If you have enjoyed the video, please consider hitting that like button. It certainly helps out the channel. I want to get to 100 subscribers in the next month. That would be great. And hopefully it's onwards and upwards from here. But thank you again, and I shall see you next time.